Dr. Fry at the Center for Regenerative Orthopedics, and today we're going to talk about plantar fasciitis. And here we're going to do an ultrasound of the plantar fascia to see if there's degenerative properties or inflammatory properties, thickening, things like that, that might be associated with plantar fasciitis or fasciosis. The plantar fascia starts at the bottom of the calcaneus, the bottom of your heel, and that is where people get pain, and that's where the irritation almost always a problem. It spreads down and attaches into some of the bony and some of the fascial components down here to hold your foot in an arch. And that is one of the major components of holding the foot as an arch in the longitudinal plane. And when it gets stretched too much, it gets irritated, it can become inflamed, and after a lot of inflammation, it can start to degenerate and tear and be a painful problem all the time. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at the plantar fascia. The bright white here is your calcaneus, so that's the heel bone. Below that is all artifact. You can't actually get bone or ultrasound to go beyond bone. So this is all artifact. This is the plantar fascia organ. Okay, so when we're looking at it, we come out, we can span the width of it. Okay, but if we come to here, this is what we're looking at. All right, it's a little bit dark, but not unusually so. And what we're going to do, freeze it, and then just measure the thickness there of the plantar fascia going from the bright white of the calcaneus and the top of the, so 0.39. So most of the time these are going to be below 0.4 centimeters or 4 millimeters, and that's what hers is there. Go ahead and unfreeze. Now if we look at it short axis, we're going to see the calcaneus come into view there, and the dark rim above that is what we're talking about. But we can make it bright, and that brightness needs to be as maximum as possible. So freeze that. Okay, so here's the calcaneus cut short axis, cross section. Here's the plantar fascia coming out at you this way. So this is called short axis or cross section, and we're going to measure the thickness right here. Good. 0.42. So she's borderline for possible plantar fascia. Now we're going to put on a thing called power Doppler, which shows blood flow, and it's very sensitive to blood flow. All right, so we're looking for any sort of extra blood flow in that area. It'll come up as that red. If I move this, you get a lot of artifact. I don't see any red there, so it doesn't look like there's any extra blood flow. So probably this is not plantar fascia. Now, let's look at her other side. Here's the plantar fascia on the other side, right here. That's the calcaneus. This dark here is the plantar fascia. So let's measure the thickness from the most distal point there, yeah, and then go straight up from there. Again, 0.36. Good. All right. Now let's come this way, and you can see there's a big difference on this side than there is on this side. So this is the medial side, the inner portion, which is generally where people get a problem. And it's a very big, strong strap of tissue that comes down towards the big toe, which is what has the most stretch on the plantar fascia. Over here, this is coming down to the mid and lateral foot, and you can see it's very much less. So let's just measure right there. So 0.40. So again, borderline for plantar fascia. All right, so let's put on the power Doppler there. Well, you're no fun, Michelle. I thought you had more plantar fascia problem.
Well, I told you it was better.
Yeah, well, we cured it. I think
better.
that's it. That's the power of
Physical therapy.
physical therapy. That's right. Cure your plantar fascia. We had lots of success with that. Okay.
Yes.
The other thing you can see with plantar fascia, freeze it, is the formation of what people call a spur, which is calcification extending into the attachment of the ligament to the bone. Now that spur can grow out quite far, and you can see it on x-ray. And the spur is not the cause of pain. The spur is an indication that the pressure and tension in the ligament has increased to the point where it wants to calcify to help to stabilize it. So it's actually trying to help you out by calcifying the ligament. But it is not the cause of the pain, and people worry that, well, I have a spur. Well, if you just x-ray everybody, a lot of people have spurs that have no pain. So spurs are not the cause of pain. Come on down to the Center for Manual Medicine and give us a call. We'll give you a consultation.